We all know Bikini Bottom, the bustling, cheerful underwater city where SpongeBob lives in a pineapple, flips Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab, and spends his free time jellyfishing with his best friend Patrick. But what if there's more to Bikini Bottom than meets the eye? Have you ever wondered why Bikini Bottom has such a strong military presence? Why does Mr. Krabs, a simple restaurant owner, have a deep connection to the Navy? And why does the city's government seem so eager to push certain projects forward, like the Shelly Superhighway, even when it threatens the environment? What if the carefree life in Bikini Bottom is just a mask hiding a dark and disturbing truth? What if the city we've come to love is actually built on the ruins of a catastrophic event? Something so terrible that the government has gone to great lengths to cover it up. Could it be that everything we know about Bikini Bottom is a carefully constructed lie? Are you ready to dive deep into the dark theory of Bikini Bottom's origins? Get ready, because what you're about to discover will change the way you see this underwater city forever. In the episode SpongeBob's Last Stand, we see the government of Bikini Bottom pushing forward with the construction of the Shelly Superhighway, a massive infrastructure project that threatens to destroy jellyfish fields, one of the last untouched natural areas in the city. On the surface, this appears to be a simple conflict between progress and environmental preservation. But the urgency with which the government pushes this project suggests something more sinister. Could it be that the highway is a cover for something buried beneath jellyfish fields? Something that the government wants to keep hidden at all costs? There are hints throughout the episode that suggest a hidden agenda. The government officials are unusually determined to see the project through, despite widespread protests from the citizens. It's as if they're trying to cover up a part of Bikini Bottom's history that they don't want anyone to discover. But what could be so important that it needs to be buried, literally and figuratively? To answer that, we need to look at the military presence in Bikini Bottom, which is far more pervasive than it first appears. Bikini Bottom might seem like an ordinary underwater city, but it's steeped in military imagery and references. Take Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, for example. These two retired superheroes are more than just parodies of classic comic book characters. They're veterans, symbols of a bygone era of conflict. Their uniforms, their language, and their behavior all hint at a military past that goes beyond mere superhero antics. And then there's Mr. Krabs, whose obsession with money is rivaled only by his references to his time in the Navy.
It's true! I've landed in money nirvana!
Mr. Krabs isn't just a former sailor. He's someone who rose through the ranks, someone who understands the strategies and discipline of military life. His rigid control over the Krusty Krab, his strict management of SpongeBob and Squidward, and his constant use of naval terminology all point to a man who has seen and possibly participated in something much larger than a simple seafaring life. What if Bikini Bottom is not just a city with a strong military influence, but a place that was directly involved in a war so devastating that it left a permanent mark on the city and its inhabitants, a war that the government has gone to great lengths to erase from the collective memory of its citizens? The theory takes a darker turn when we consider the possibility that Bikini Bottom is actually a post-apocalyptic world. The clues are subtle but telling. In the episode Pizza Delivery, we see SpongeBob and Squidward stranded in a desolate, barren landscape far removed from the vibrant streets of Bikini Bottom.
Squidward.
Let go of that pizza!
The stark contrast between this wasteland and the bustling city suggests that something terrible happened here, something that the government would prefer its citizens forget. Could this wasteland be the remnants of a world devastated by a catastrophic event, such as a nuclear disaster or a large-scale war? The eerie silence, the desolation, and the strange mutated creatures that sometimes appear in Bikini Bottom all point to a world that has been irrevocably changed by human interference. Bikini Bottom might be one of the last habitable places in this underwater world, a city built on the ruins of what once was. If this theory is true, it would explain the government's efforts to suppress any knowledge of the past. The construction of the Shelly Superhighway, for example, could be a deliberate attempt to bury the last remaining evidence of this disaster, ensuring that no one ever uncovers the truth. SpongeBob SquarePants, the cheerful, optimistic fry cook we all know and love, might be more than just an ordinary citizen of Bikini Bottom. From the very first episode, we see SpongeBob as a character with an incredibly strict routine, waking up at the same time every day, engaging in regular physical exercise, and maintaining an unwavering sense of duty and optimism. But what if these traits are the result of something more than just a quirky personality? Consider SpongeBob's alarm clock, a foghorn, something typically used in military settings. This, combined with his disciplined daily routine, suggests that SpongeBob might have undergone some form of military training. His constant eagerness to please Mr. Krabs, whom he addresses as Captain, further supports the idea that SpongeBob has a deep-seated respect for authority, possibly stemming from a past where following orders was a matter of life and death. Could it be that SpongeBob was once part of this military history that the government is trying so hard to conceal? Perhaps he was trained as a soldier or was involved in the aftermath of the catastrophic event that reshaped Bikini Bottom. His boundless optimism and cheerfulness might be coping mechanisms developed to deal with the trauma of his past experiences. The relationship between SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs is central to this theory. Mr. Krabs is more than just SpongeBob's boss. He's a mentor, a father figure, and possibly a former commanding officer. In the episode Shell of a Man, we see Mr. Krabs reconnecting with his old military buddies, reminiscing about their time in the Navy. This episode gives us a glimpse into Mr. Krabs' past and hints at the possibility that he and SpongeBob share a deeper connection rooted in this hidden history. Mr. Krabs' tough love approach to managing SpongeBob could be seen as his way of preparing him for something greater, perhaps to protect Bikini Bottom from the very threats that the government is trying to suppress. Mr. Krabs' strict discipline, his insistence on order, and his near-obsessive focus on the Krusty Krab's operations all suggest that he's preparing for a potential conflict, one that only he and a select few, like SpongeBob, are truly aware of. But what exactly is Mr. Krabs preparing for? And why does he keep SpongeBob so close, entrusting him with responsibilities that go beyond the duties of a simple fry cook? One of the most enduring mysteries in Bikini Bottom is the Krabby Patties secret formula. Plankton's relentless attempts to steal this formula suggest that it's far more valuable than just a recipe for a tasty burger. But what if the secret formula is actually a military secret, something that holds the key to understanding Bikini Bottom's hidden history? In the episode Plankton, we see Plankton's obsession with obtaining the formula, but we never really understand why it's so important to him. Some fans speculate that the formula could be a cipher or code, containing vital information about Bikini Bottom's past or its defenses. This would explain why Mr. Krabs goes to such great lengths to protect it, because it's not just a recipe, but a document of immense strategic value. If the Krabby Patties secret formula is indeed a military secret, it might be the last remaining piece of evidence linking Bikini Bottom to its war-torn past. The government's involvement in keeping this formula under wraps, possibly through Mr. Krabs, suggests that there's more at stake than just a successful restaurant business. The formula could hold the key to a powerful weapon, a forgotten strategy, or even the means to protect Bikini Bottom from a future threat. As we've seen, the government of Bikini Bottom plays a crucial role in maintaining the city's current state. In the episode The Nasty Patty, we see how Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob react when they believe they've accidentally killed a health inspector. Their immediate instinct is to cover up the crime, suggesting that there's a culture of secrecy in Bikini Bottom, a culture that extends far beyond this one episode. Could this be indicative of a broader government strategy to suppress any knowledge of Bikini Bottom's true origins? If the citizens were to discover the truth, that their city is built on the ruins of a war or a disaster, it could lead to widespread panic or even rebellion. The government's tight control over information, its insistence on maintaining the status quo, and its manipulation of public perception all point to a concerted effort to keep the truth hidden. The Krusty Krab, with its strict rules and militaristic environment, might be a microcosm of this larger governmental control. Mr. Krabs' rigid management style and his focus on discipline could be seen as an extension of the government's influence, ensuring that those who are privy to the truth remain loyal and obedient. The theory that Bikini Bottom is a post-apocalyptic world gains further support when we consider episodes like Rock Bottom. In this episode, SpongeBob finds himself stranded in a dark, eerie place far removed from the familiar surroundings of Bikini Bottom. The stark, desolate environment and the strange, almost alien creatures that inhabit it suggest that Rock Bottom might be what's left of the world after a major catastrophe. If Rock Bottom represents the true state of the world outside Bikini Bottom, then it's possible that the city is one of the last habitable places, maintained by the government to keep its citizens from discovering the harsh reality of their existence. The eerie silence, the unsettling background music, and the overall atmosphere of despair and rock bottom all point to a place that was once part of a larger, thriving world, but is now a shadow of its former self. As we piece together these clues, we see that Bikini Bottom might not be the carefree, joyful place it appears to be. Instead, it could be a city built on the ruins of a past disaster, its citizens living in blissful ignorance while the government works tirelessly to keep the truth hidden. The military presence, tight control over information, and ongoing efforts to hide the city's true history all suggest a huge government cover-up. In the episode SB-129, Squidward travels to the future and sees a version of Bikini Bottom that's completely different from the one he knows. The strange, almost dystopian environment could be a hint at what lies ahead if the truth is ever revealed. A world where the illusions maintained by the government crumble, leaving behind a reality that's far more unsettling than anyone could have imagined. As we conclude this exploration of Bikini Bottom's secret history, it's important to remember that what we see on the surface is often only a small part of the story. The bright colors, the quirky characters, and the lighthearted humor all serve to mask a deeper, more complex narrative, one that hints at a past filled with disaster, war, and government cover-ups. So the next time you watch SpongeBob, pay attention to the details. You might just uncover a secret history that's been hiding in plain sight all along. If you think you can handle it to hear more dark SpongeBob theories, then don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one, if you dare.